Turner Contemporary had been working with children and young people for many years and saw how brilliant they are at leading things and how creative. They're experts in divergent thinking, problem solving, and incredibly enthusiastic. So it prompted the idea that we should put some real resource behind children's leadership and see what could be achieved.
So we wanted to get really interesting artists on board, and we were really thinking very hard about how to do that. So in the end I went for a meeting with some children, and the children basically gave me a whole list of things that they wanted. So the ideal scenario would be they had to smile, they had to be able to do work that they didn't even want to do themselves. You know, they had to do it for the children.
I think maybe one to be involved in the project was having 6-year-olds as bosses. I saw that in the advert and thought that, yeah, I really wanted to work on a project where I was helping other people achieve their ideas.
So we knew it was a pilot and that we could do anything with it, and that was almost quite terrifying. But it was also gave us its enormous sense of freedom, and it really meant that when we got together and had brainstorming sessions, everyone's ideas could be taken into account.
With any pilot scheme, it's a working out on the job as you go. It's like building a plane whilst you're in the air.
But on this project, you come through that door and you genuinely don't know what's going to happen. And it's really exciting. It feels like a massive risk on every encounter we have, but it's so productive.
It really is unique, and I'm very much interested in this idea of flattening hierarchies and challenging power structures that are in place. So because it's child-led, it's very much about empowering children, giving them that voice that they otherwise might not have, and really valuing their creativity and what they've got to say. But it's also about respecting them as artists in their own right.
There's no right or wrong answer to art. It means that the children can explore, you can give them that freedom to really excel at something. Even though some children are not academic, they can excel through art.
You can never predict how they're going to interpret a task. So we do things like, recently we've been doing marbling. And we say to them, like, here's a bit of paper, like marble a bit of paper, and then they've been given like a fork, and so they start marbling the forks. They're really creative in the way they approach everything.
I think you do need to leave them time to work things out, because if they don't overcome their own challenges and learn through their mistakes without interfering and saying, oh no, you need to do it this way, and stepping back and letting them work it through themselves, they will learn a lot more.
In my previous experience of any collaborations with art galleries, they tend to be one-off. Half a day or a day, which is a great experience for children, but I think the special thing about Art Inspiring Change is the length and duration of the project, over 1.5 years.
They've had a wide range of opportunities that many children wouldn't have had, from visiting the galleries, from going to the Houses of Parliament. But for me, when I came into the school, the biggest thing has been the local project.
I think before, parents and children had felt that the Turner was for something sort of for the elite, and that you had to really understand art, or it was somewhere where they wouldn't be welcomed, whereas this has completely broken down all of those barriers.
Our parents and now have a deeper understanding of what art's about. It's not simply a painting on a wall, there's so much more to it.
So Artgate was always going to be incredibly ambitious. There was like 4 mini children's festivals happening at the same time, and then we had this idea that we would have choirs, we would bring in other community groups, which was what was really important, I think, for the children to see, that it wasn't just people in their vicinity, people from their school supporting them, actually the whole town.
Seeing hundreds of people inspired by children, it was beyond how I sort of dreamt the project could be. It was wonderful, and I did feel quite emotional.
We can see that through the media of art, actually children's self-esteem and confidence can be raised, which then has an impact upon standards within the classrooms.
I think there's so much we do in schools now that is prescriptive. The preparation for SATs tests, and we've got lots of boxes to tick. So the more we can create spaces in school where children can lead their own learning, I think the better, so you've got a balance there.
When I spoke to one of the girls this morning, she says, yes, the whole project has brought out the inner artist in me. And I said, do you feel you'll always be an artist? And they said, oh yes, absolutely.
I can't go back now, it's informed my thinking. I really don't understand why organisations, communities, politicians across the world aren't putting children at the centre of creative change, because they've shown us they're experts in this, and I challenge anyone not to be inspired by children doing wonderful things and making a difference through art.
I would hope they carry it with them. I would hope it's skills that transcend this space. That would be transforming Margate if what happens here can step out of those doors.